What will cause a tangible relationship with God? Now listen to me. God is committed to a powerful connection with you, where his strength now becomes your strength, where who he is, the attributes that make God God, now miraculously eradicate your broken human condition. I've talked about this relationship, but I've not really talked about what causes it to happen. And that's what this podcast episode is about. My mind, what I was thinking is, okay, I've led up to this point. I've got to tell them now. I have to tell them now. What is it that will cause this door to open? 100% of the time, that God becoming tangible will no longer be just an experience, that you can open the door at any time while you're at work, while you're doing something leisurely fun, while you're traveling, no matter what it happens to be, you can open that door at any time and experience the miraculous presence of God. At some point, for those of you who are Christians, at some point, God has to move beyond your intellectual knowledge of him, where you're comforting yourself with just your knowledge of Scripture when you're in pain quoting Scriptures to yourself. Wouldn't you like if when you're in emotional pain, you knew how to open the door so that his tangible presence eradicated all of your brokenness? In the last episode before this one, I talked about a tangible God. What causes what we feel? I talked about the fact that what makes Christianity different than any other world religion is the belief that God comes inside of us and us inside of him. And that when that takes place, if it actually takes place within a human being, that there is a transformation that takes place, because God in all he is, every attribute that makes God, God, love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and faithfulness and God's self-control, when it comes inside of a human being, it transforms that individual. So much so that Scripture talks about, you're different. You're a new man. You're a new woman. So different that Scripture says you're a new creature. You're almost not human at that point. You're not like other humans when God comes inside of you. That brokenness of the human condition is gone. It's gone because of God's presence. You're different. Now, what causes that encounter to happen? And that's what I want to talk about here. 2 Chronicles 16:9 says, and it's God speaking, "The eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong on behalf of those whose hearts are completely his." Now listen to what it says, and catch this picture. God's looking throughout the whole world, and he's looking for something specifically. 1 Samuel tells us that man looks upon the outward appearance, but God looks upon the heart. And here it talks about God's looking for someone whose heart is completely his. And then we're given a wonderful, wonderful promise. When he finds that person, when he finds that individual, we're told that God will show himself strong. Now, the word strong in the Hebrew there, the root meaning of it means to seize an individual, to attach yourself to them so that your strength now becomes their strength. Now, imagine that. Imagine that. God seizes you. He sees you with a heart that's completely his. He seizes you, attaches himself to you, so that now his strength, the strength of God, becomes your strength. But wait. Remember, there's a better relationship than this. This is Old Covenant we're talking about. In the Old Testament, in the Old Covenant, there never is a mention of God being in a person. That relationship of God and them and them and God, that's not there. It talks about God being with the person. God was with Abraham. God was with Moses. God was with Isaac. God was with David. And even in fact with first man, Adam, it says that Adam walked in the garden with God in the cool of the evening. Even Adam was only with God. But now there's a whole different relationship that radically changes who we are. Now, what causes that change to happen? What causes this transformation of God's presence? How do we get God inside of us? He's willing. He's willing. How do we get him inside of us? Jeremiah 29:13. Listen to this. God says, if you seek me, you'll find me. If you seek for me with all of your heart. Now, did you hear it? God says, if you seek for me. He doesn't say if you seek for me to do something for you or to provide something for you. Did you catch that? He says, if you seek me, then you'll find me. If it's with all your heart, you're going to find me. Now, think about that for a moment. I don't know about you, but most of my prayers, unless I make a conscious decision, most of my prayers are asking God for something, not for him. Asking him to fix something, to heal me, and isn't that true with you too? True of all of us. And that's okay. That's okay. We're human. We're human. There's no shame in that. But we ask God to heal us, to fix something, to change someone in a relationship, change my husband, change my wife, change my children, change my parents, or to provide for us. We're always asking for something. And even when we're seeking him, sometimes all we're asking for is give me peace, make me feel loved, rather than just seeking him. But God says, if you seek just me, you'll find me if you do it with all your heart. Now listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. It is the presence of an attitude of desperation for God, devoid of all other desires or wishes or relationships or goals or dreams, in that moment of seeking God, that will cause the door to supernaturally open to the tangible presence of God. And when it happens, you will be transformed. Now, let me say it again. And if you're wanting a lifestyle of it, it is the repetition of an attitude of desperation for God. Just God. Just God, devoid of any other desires or wants or wishes or relationships or goals or dreams. In that moment of seeking him, just him, that will cause the door to supernaturally open to the tangible presence of God. And when that happens, you will be transformed. You will be transformed. Now, let's be honest. For all of us as humans, aren't there times when we are so devastated, so overwhelmed, that we just can't seem to just seek him? 9 years ago, I was told that I had ocular cancer, and I was given a 14% chance of survival. And I'd like to tell you that my initial response was to just seek God and to not think about it. It wasn't. I was devastated. I was in my 60s, I think 64 at the time. And I thought, I'm too young to die. If I die now, my life will have been worthless. And it wasn't true, but that's how I felt. I'm being honest with you. Now, when you're faced with the most devastating things possible, maybe right now, like I was, you're dealing with cancer or some disease, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I get that. Or maybe you're going through a divorce, or you've been through a divorce and you're devastated and you just can't seem to climb out of that hole. I get that. I get that. Or maybe your kids, are going down a path that you never hoped they'd go. And you're watching how devastated their lives are becoming as a result. And you just can't seem to get past that. What do you do? What do you do? Are you listening? In that moment, go to God and be honest with him. And tell him, God, I want to seek just you, but I don't seem to be able to get past this. Now listen closely. Then ask God, God, cause me to not think about that right now. We'll talk about that later. I want to just seek you. And now, don't ask God to help you put it aside, and quit trying to be in your efforts. You're struggling with it already. Hey, come on, give up for a moment. And ask God, cause me to not think about it. We'll talk about that problem later. I want to just seek you. And when that happens, I promise, you will feel overwhelmed. When God comes inside, remember, you feel love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control's there, and faithfulness. In that moment when God becomes tangible.